Vinesh Phogat's appeal against her disqualification from these Olympic Games in Paris. That decision has now been pushed back again by 24 hours. Manisha Malhotra, former Olympian Sports Administrator, here with me outside the IOC session. Manisha, is it now, with each delay, do you get a feeling that what was initially supposed to be an open and shut case is now perhaps there is some movement towards in Vinesh and India's favor?
Well, I mean, I'm not an expert, and this is obviously unprecedented and uncharted waters for us all. But I think that it's important. I mean, I think each day that passes and each hour that passes, I would like to believe that things are in our favor and there is some sort of credence to what we're trying to say, and maybe the longer they're taking to deliberate it, because it may not be as open and shut as people are saying.
Now, you've been tracking Olympic sport for a long time. You've played sport, you've played at the Olympic Games as well. But what we are seeing here with CAS usually follows the rules. The rules are pretty clear here. What do you think is going in Vinesh's favor? The fact that they're pushing this back again and again and again.
Well, I mean, from what I've understood about the whole case, it's quite open and shut, and several people who I've spoken to in the wrestling community also feel that it would, I mean, there's no way that they can overturn it. But I have not seen the arguments and what the logic, what we're going to present. I mean, I have heard a lot of different stories. She has now, I think, Harish fighting for her, right? So he's the best of the best, and let's hope for the best.
Since you mentioned the rules, if by any chance this goes in Vinesh's favor, this will completely change the sport of wrestling. Don't you think so?
Absolutely, which makes it what it is. And President Bak's statement was quite clear. While they will completely adhere to CAS's decision, this could have far-ranging repercussions and precedents into various combat sports, not just wrestling, and all which are governed by weight categories and weight rules. So, as he said in his statement, how is 100 grams okay but not 105 grams or 2 grams is what he said, and it's absolutely correct. So where would you draw that line? And I just think that in the present scenario, while the sentiment is on, it's just not what we. I mean, I hope for the best, and I think in my heart and in my mind, she's beyond a gold medalist. But it is a difficult situation.
Okay, since you mentioned a gold medalist, a great moment for India. Abhinav Bindra, one of your boys, being awarded the Olympic order. Not usually someone who likes to take the credit, but he's been doing a lot of work behind the scenes. You know that very well. Could you sort of tell us the other side of the Bindra we don't know?
Well, first of all, he's not my boy, he's our boy. He's a boy of the nation. And the work that he's put in, I mean, he's always been a hard worker. As an athlete, he was probably the hardest worker I've ever seen. And now, he's kind of channeled his whole passion towards this Olympic movement and the stuff that he's been doing with OVEP, with this forest project has been amazing. And I was a little skeptical, and when he was telling me about the stuff he was going to do, and I was like, but let's, I wanted him to kind of go into performance sport and move into a more streamlined, not so out of the box role, but he's knocked it out of the park. And the joy that it brings him is what makes me so happy about it. And he's become a very, very close friend of mine, and we work very, very closely together, and we have for so many years now, to see how he can kind of navigate and push things which in very difficult environments, but especially the Olympic movement is not very well known in India, and to be able to kind of desensitize the Indians to what the power of the Olympic movement has been a huge challenge. And I think he's done a fantastic job. And from the whole Olympic perspective, I've also seen him grow in this community, and I've attended several meetings with him over the years, and his stature within the international committee has become very respectable, and I hope it keeps growing from here.
Okay, hopefully we hear from him soon. Manisha, thank you so much, and hopefully we are keeping our fingers crossed about what's happening at CAS. Thank you so much for your time.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.